What's up, you guys? Alright, hopefully your week's been going good this week. My week has been alright. Things around here are looking good. They are. Yeah, we got autoflowers all over the place right now. 8 of them in total. All night owl seeds, and yeah, they are all looking good, cruising along. Most of them around day 14, and the rest of them a little younger than that, but we're getting there. Got some low stress training here coming up for them pretty soon, and we got the outdoor grow. Yeah, outdoor grow is underway. It's going. I just planted last night. A couple of them starting to break the soil. Got another one that's about to break the soil. A couple of them still in paper towel. Yeah, we got plants all over the place right now. I'm excited to have my outdoor grow going. We're about a week and a half early this year, you guys. I'm a week and a half early, almost 2 weeks early. You know, I was going through all the strains and I really wasn't even sure what I wanted to do, you know. And I looked over at the wife and I says, man, I really want to get started. And she goes, why not? Get started. I'm like, you know what? Let's go ahead and get started. So we're early. So the plants are going to be a little bit bigger this year going outside. Now my plants always go outside at around end of May, first week of June, usually last week of May, first week of June, somewhere in there. Is when my plants go outside full time. In between that, or before that, I will actually be hardening my plants off. So just to give you guys an idea of what my schedule is like. You know, plants will be hardening off probably about 3 weeks before they go outside full time. But they'll definitely be bigger this year, that's for sure. A little bit bigger this year. And we're going to go with the Girl Scout cookies that I did last year. Yeah, it turned out absolutely fantastic. We're going to do that one again. Anyways, we're going to talk about those plants once we get over to the 4x4 tent, because that's where they're at right now. Yeah, they're really not germinated yet. They're almost there. A couple of them just sort of broke the soil, but we'll talk about them a little bit more. But let's go ahead and get into the autoflowers here. Let's dive right into the 3x3 tent. Check out our autoflowers. Yeah, looking good they are. So we got 2 over here. Day 14, Strawberry Safari. Day 14, Strawberry Milk and Cookies. Then we got Master Bruce over here. So Master Bruce is not tagged. We just got that white tag in there. That's just letting me know that this is a Guy Green pot. And I haven't tagged her just because, well, I know what she is, because that plant there, those plants, I should say, gave me a hard time. So I told you guys last week that I was having some germination problems. Well, it came with the Master Bruces. So this isn't the first set that have been growing. The first set actually came up. I had 2 of them, another one in the 4x4 tent. You guys will see that here in a minute. Had 2 of them. They both came up, both being fed completely different. And anyways, whatever. They both just keeled over and turned brown and decided just to give it up. So I had to plant 2 more. Got 2 more to finally come up. So that's why they're so far behind. Only day 7. The rest of these are day 14. So about a week behind. And same thing for the other Master Bruce in the 4x4 tent. You know, it's about a week behind the other ones as well. But hey, I finally got them to come up. But even then, I was unsure about them. I thought for a second, because they were stuck in their seed shell, I thought for a second that they were going to have the exact same problem. And, you know, just keel over and just give it up. But they busted free and took off, and they're finally going. But they definitely don't have the energy that I thought that they would have, being that, you know, they're Master Bruces, and I was really excited about them, you know, and Night Owl seeds, right? But them plants just don't have the energy. Now I got 1 seed left, so we'll see what comes of it when it's time to plant it. But I didn't, like I said, wasted 2 seeds, lost 2 seeds, and finally got the other 2 to come up. So here we go. Anyways, like I said, these are Guy Green pots, and I am feeding these plants Guy Green dry amendments at a rate of 3 tablespoons per gallon. These are 5-gallon pots. So I started this grow off here with a non-amended soil, Royal Gold Tuber. To that I added the Guy Green dry amendments at a rate of 3 tablespoons per gallon. Now my starting ratio for this, 10 tablespoons of the 444, 5 tablespoons of the 284. To that I also added in 1 to 2 cups of worm castings, 1 to 2 cups of worm castings per 5-gallon pot. Mixed all that up, germinated my seeds, planted my seeds, and away we go. So now at day 28 of life, I'm going to go ahead and feed 3 tablespoons per gallon, and I'm going to go ahead and just hit them with the exact same thing that I amended the soil with. 10 tablespoons of the 444, 5 tablespoons of the 284. It's going to go ahead and just top dress that right on in again at day 28 with a little bit more worm castings. Call it wonderful. Now, when it comes time for their next top dressing, I'll have to determine how I want to go ahead and feed these plants. I am new to Guy Green dry amendments. I'm not exactly sure how I want to feed with these plants. Plus, these plants are about 75 to 85 day plants, so I'm kind of unsure as to should I even give the last top dressing at day 56. Because that last top dressing technically would be around day 56. So should I give it? Should I not give it? You know, when most of the plants would be done maybe 20 days later, if they're on the schedule they should be on, if they're behaving as they should be behaving, I should say. Anyways, we'll have to figure that one out when we get to it. But that's how I'm going to go ahead and feed these plants. That's how I'm doing it right now. Feeding them a little bit different than I did the last run. Now, in the last run, I fed them 2 tablespoons per gallon. I fed every 21 days, so it made everything a little bit different, a little bit easier. Mind you, I didn't have 2 plants that wanted to exactly cooperate with that little test, so hopefully these plants here will cooperate with the way that I'm feeding them for this run. Anyways, in between, I'm just watering these plants. Dechlorinated tap water, pH 6.4 to 6.8. Right now, I'm on about a 3-day watering schedule, about every 3 days or so. These plants really don't need the water. Those pots are nice and wet as it is, and we're just going to let them go ahead and root and grow into it. It's usually what I do. At this point, it's about every 3 days or so, until they get up to around maybe day 20s, into 20s or 30s. That's when I really start to saturate the pots a little bit more and more. And then I start taking it up from 3 days to every 2 days in my watering schedule. It all really depends too on how dry it is and how wet it is, and right now we're kind of in between seasons, so it's pretty dry around here, believe it or not. But actually, you know, pots are wet, everything's good, you know, so I'm on about every 3 days for now. I'll pick it up just a little bit once they get much larger. Once we get into low stress training, that first top dressing gets in there, all that good stuff, then the watering will definitely pick up as they start to fill those pots and really fill up. Once we get further in the flower and stuff like that, watering will definitely intensify from there. Plants will just be sucking it down. Anyways, let's go ahead and check out the lighting. Let's move on. So in this MarsHydro 3x310, we got the MarsHydro FC4800 EVO. This light here, 480 watts from the wall, fully dimmable, daisy chainable. This light here is a full spectrum grow light, perfect for this 3 foot by 3 foot grow tent, even a 4 foot by 4 foot grow tent. This light also has a Samsung LM301H diodes in it. Yeah, buddy. This light here is also foldable and all that other good stuff. Yeah, it's also a smart grow light as well. Yeah, this is MarsHydro's 2024 version of the FC4800 EVO. It's a beast of a little light. Love it so far. This is my first time running Autoflowers with it. It should turn out great. Alright, let's go ahead and move on over to our 4x410. We got plenty more to talk about over here. Yeah, we got more Autoflowers over here. It started off there, and then we got our outdoor grow down there. We'll finish it up with them. So, yeah, more Autoflowers, more Night Owl seeds, every single one of them. We got all of them in 5-gallon pots, except for one of them in a 3-gallon pot. We're going to talk about her here in just a second. Let's start it off here with the bigger ones. Master Bruce down there. There she is, day 7. Then we got Purple Strawberry Popsicle, day 12. Queen's Banner, day 12. 91 Grapes, also day 12. Actually, it's more like day 10 for her. I'm just calling it day 12. And then Strawberry Safari, it's like day 10 for her too. You know, all these plants, I tried my hardest, just could not get them to all to germinate at the same time. I'd used a paper towel method too, and they all sprouted taproots at the same time. I planted them all at the same time, but they all refused to come up at the same time. So, unfortunately, day 1 does not start until I break through that seed shell and I see some green. And, yeah, they all wanted to be... They wanted to be difficult. So what I went ahead and did is I kind of just averaged everything out just a little bit. So that's why I'm kind of like calling everybody this and that, you know. So that's the way I'm going to kind of do it now. But yeah, everybody is really all different ages. Some of them are like a couple of days older. Some are a couple days less. And it's really annoying. Really was annoying. You know, I was hoping for this massive run to just go off easily, but you know, we had to just throw that one in there. The one thing that I don't like is having multiple dates, but it's okay. We're running Dr. Earth dry amendments, so as long as we feed between day 21 and day 28, we will be perfectly fine. Ideally, we want to feed at the 21-day mark. So anyways, let's talk about how I'm feeding these plants. So yes, these are Dr. Earth dry amendments that I'm using for these Autoflowers, and I started this grow off with an unamended soil, Royal Gold Tuber. To that, I added the Dr. Earth dry amendments at a rate of 2 tablespoons per gallon. Now these are 5-gallon pots. I need 10 tablespoons total to amend the soil. Now my starting ratio, 4:4. 4 tablespoons of the veg, 2 tablespoons of the all-purpose, and 4 tablespoons of the bloom. To that, I also added in about 1 to 2 cups of worm castings per 5-gallon pot. Mixed all that up, dropped my seed, and away we go. Now at day 21 of life with Dr. Earth dry amendments, you want to make sure you feed every 21 days. Photo periods, Autoflowers, doesn't matter what you're feeding. Just make sure you're feeding at a rate of 2 tablespoons per gallon every 21 days. Now at day 21 of life, time for their first feeding. Now I'm just going to hit them with the exact same thing that I amended the soil with, the 4:4. It's going to top dress that right on top. Add in a little bit more worm castings, about maybe a half cup to a cup of worm castings. Mix all that up. Call it wonderful. Now at day 42 of life, time for their final feeding. These are all about 75 to 85 day plants, so my final feeding will come at day 42 for sure. So at day 42, final feeding will be a 50-50 of the Dr. Earth. 5 tablespoons of the veg, 5 tablespoons of the bloom. A little bit more worm castings in there as well. Now, if your plants are going longer than what you see my plants here, my plants are going about 75-85 days. That's what the breeder says. So I ideally have to expect that's what they're going to do. Some autos go longer, some autos go shorter, some autos are weird. You know, we see that all the time around here. Okay, now if your autos are going to go longer than that, you want to make sure you discontinue that 50-50 until you're no longer needing food for your plants. Okay, now the 3-gallon pot down here, nothing different with her, nothing different at all. All that we did with her is less nutrients, that's all. Smaller pot. Still 2 tablespoons per gallon is what we use with the Dr. Earth dry amendments. I needed 6 tablespoons total to complete my amending using an unamended soil. Same way, 6 tablespoons total. So starting ratio, 3 tablespoons of the veg, 1 tablespoon of the all-purpose, and 2 tablespoons of the bloom. A little bit of worm castings in there, mixed all that up, dropped my seed, and away we go. So just a little bit less. That's all that it is. Just a little bit less, mixed the exact same way, just mixed it a little bit less. Plan to be good to go. So now when it's time for her first top dressing at day 21, she'll get the exact same thing I amended soil with, and then a 50-50 until she is finished. Plants are all looking good, no deficiencies, no problems right now. And right now I'm just watering dechlorinated tap water, pH of 6.8, 6.9. When it comes to Dr. Earth, I lock it in like that every single time. It's what works best for every single autoflower that comes through my tent. Plants are looking good so far, especially that Master Bruce back there. And you know what? That's the one I'm most excited about. All right, I'm going to give you guys a little peek of the outdoor grow. We're going to talk about them here in just a minute. I'm not going to get too far down here because there's a fan down here and I don't want it to be annoying. But anyways, here they are, outdoor grow for this year. We got 2 Girl Scout cookies I just planted last night, so they're just now starting to break the soil. We got a jelly donuts over here, and I really want that one to go outside. I really, really, really do. That one's about to break through the soil as well. I can see the stalk of the plant bending over, ready to pop up any second now. And we got the bling down here. Now this bling I just planted directly into the soil as of this morning, and I was just kind of like, oh, why not? It's my last one. Let's get rid of it. That bling might go to my neighbor. Now I also have a couple OG Kush. I also have a couple OG Kush that are inside of paper towel right now that do have tap roots. I will be planting those as well. Now we're gonna do 1 Girl Scout cookies outside, 1 OG Kush, and then that jelly donuts. Okay, the bling and possibly the other OG Kush or another OG Kush on top of that will most likely be going to my neighbor. So he's in need and needs some help again this year, so I'm going to help him out. Last year was a great year for him. I gave him a freebie seed, just some junk seed that I had left over from one of my orders. I'm like, here you go, you can have that. I'll help you grow that. Gave him some Dr. Earth dry amendments. I told him when to top dress it all in. Told him to go ahead and water it with his garden hose and just call it wonderful. Dude, yeah. He had a good winter, and he's excited to get going on it again this year, just as well as I am. I'm excited. I'm only doing 3 plants this year, smaller pots this year, you guys. 1 15-gallon pot, 2 20-gallon pots. Just doing a smaller run this year. I want to see how everything turns out. I did 1 20-gallon pot last year, and it was the bling that I ran it in, and I like the size. The size was nice and all that. So, but this year I really want to go trellis net happy and trellis net and train the living crap out of these plants. Top them, and I want to really see what I can get out of these plants. Now my best plant last year was the Girl Scout cookies, and I got 2 more out of that same seed pack going right now. So one of those plants is going to go out there. Might give the other one to my neighbor. We'll have to see how that one goes, or I might flower it inside here. We'll have to see how that goes. But yeah, one of those for sure, because that was my best plant last year, and I got to do it again for sure. The bling, I didn't care for that at all. I had 2 of those last year, and those were absolutely horrible. Absolutely horrible. I did not care for the way that the flowers turned out. Now they look great when they were growing. They did. They looked absolutely fantastic. I mean, if you guys go back and watch those videos, I was just all excited about them. Like, oh my God, you know, and they even smelled great. Once it got down to drying and trimming and everything, those flowers were okay, I'm not going to say that word. They were strange. They were strange, okay? They were definitely not right, and the bling is not something that I want to grow again. I will definitely probably never grow that again, that's for sure. But so yeah, I did plant the last one. I'll probably just give it away, and hopefully my neighbor will have better results than what I had. But yeah, that's it, you guys. That's it for this week. Outdoor grow is going, so next week, yeah, we'll be talking about them even more. Hopefully we'll have more of a seedling and then something more to show you guys. Outdoor grow is going. We're going. No autoflowers this year. We're not going to do that. I've only had bad luck with the autoflowers outside with bud rot and all that, so we're not going to do all that. But yeah, that's it for this week, you guys. Thank you guys all for watching as usual, and I'll talk to you all next week. All right, guys. Have a good one.